Good evening. My name is Phil Koch. Welcome to another episode of Aging with Attitude, Channel 21 in Charlotte, servicing the greater Charlotte metro market. Tonight we have our guest is Nathan Hefner, and we have another guest here that's going to be helping us. Her name is Donna Dye. She is with A Healing Touch. She is an organist at the Third Presby and plays with the St. James Male Chorus. That's correct. Nathan has been a musician his entire life. He started singing at the age of 3, started playing the piano at the age of 5, and has been performing with great stars over the last 30 years. Some of them being people like the Smothers Brothers, the Letterman, and Patti Page, amongst many. Welcome to you both. Nathan,
thank you, Phil.
We look forward to a great show.
Oh, thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. How are you doing, Donna?
Wonderful, Nathan. How are you?
I'm just great.
Good. What are we going to do today?
You know, I thought, we've done some shows, this, that, and the other. We've done, kind of gone the standards way, a little jazzier and stuff. I'm going to start off with that, but I thought we might do something a little different, and I'm not sure exactly where the road's going to take us, but we'll find out. Just hang on.
Okay.
This is a song from, I love to do some show tunes, some great songs from the great shows. This is from the wonderful show by Frank Lesser called Guys and Dolls. And it goes like this. I've never been in love before. Now all at once it's you forevermore. I've never been in love before. I thought my heart was safe, and I thought I knew the score. But this is wine that's all too strange and strong. I'm full of foolish song, and down my song must pour. So please forgive this helpless haze I'm in. I've really never been in love before. But this is wine that's all too strange and strong. I'm full of foolish song, and out my song must pour. So please forget this helpless haze I'm in. See, I've really never been in love before.
Great job.
Oh, thank you. It's a good song.
Very good job.
Not a hugely known tune amongst a lot of people, but it's a good song.
It truly is. Where are we going now?
I thought I do a lot of different stuff, and I always get pegged or what do you call it, pigeonholed or whatever you want to call it, as a jazz singer and a jazz performer, and I'm really not a jazz performer at all. I guess you'd call me a hack if I was going to be considered that. I consider jazz people like, Ella Fitzgerald, of course, as a singer, is jazz. That type of thing. And, Miles Davis is jazz, not so much me, but I do lots of old songs.
Standards.
Yes, a lot of standards. But one thing that when I do shows, the people really enjoy hearing or requesting. And I enjoy it because I grew up with it, but people don't realize I do a lot of other things, old rock and roll and old country music and stuff. I guess essentially as long as it's older, And I play a game a lot of times if I go to a retirement community or a retirement home or just doing a personal appearance. I'll play a game and I'll say, basically play Stump the Piano Player. But the rules are, it has to be pre-1965. And so I'm usually pretty safe when I do that. Every now and again you get a smart aleck that wants to throw a 72 or 73 in there, I'll call them out and say, well, that's not the rules. But
Right.
Anyway, there's a lot of great songs, and not just in the jazz field, but this is one that I just absolutely love that Ray Price did, and I'd love to tell you this is one of the happiest songs, but it's not. It's not a happy song at all. But it's a beautiful song, and I think the listeners will know this. And it's I wish I'd written this one. It's just a beautiful song. Don't look so sad. I know it's over. But life goes on, and this old world will keep on turning. Let's just be glad we had some time to spend together. There's no need to watch the bridges that we're burning. Lay your head upon my pillow. Hold your warm, tender body close to mine. Against the window and make believe you love me one more time. For the good times I'll get along, and you'll find another. But I'll be here if you should find you'll ever need me. Don't say a word about tomorrow or forever. There'll be time enough for sadness when you leave me. See, I told you it wasn't a happy song, right?
You're right.
I warned you. Lay your head upon my pillow. Hold your warm, tender body so close to mine. Against the window and make believe you love me one more time. For the good times, for the good times, for the good times.
Very well done.
It's a pretty song.
It is sad.
It
is sad.
It is a sad song. And, you know, Ray Price had a huge hit with that, and it's just I still love hearing on the radio, and every now and again on the oldie stations or something, you know, they'll play that, and it's such a nice tune. But again, there's no happy ending to that song.
True.
You want to do something happier now? Is that called for? This is also, the subject matter is not necessarily happy, but it's definitely a happier feel.
Okay.
Something also in this, a little bit in the country vein. This is a song I like to do. People, I'm always amazed at the reaction to it and the people that know this song, because it was first done by a guy named Guy Mitchell. And I want to say 53, 54, something like that. I may be totally wrong, and don't send mail to the studio if I am wrong. But it's something like that. But then Marty Robbins also had a big hit with it, and I think it's where people really kind of mainstream the thing. But it's a good little tune. Well, I never felt more like singing the blues, 'cause I never thought that I'd ever lose your love, dear. Why'd you do me this way? Well, I never felt more like crying all night, 'cause everything's wrong and nothing ain't right without you. You got me singing the blues. The moon and stars no longer shine. The dream is gone I thought was mine. And nothing left for me to do but cry over you. Well, I never felt more like running away, but why should I go? 'Cause I couldn't stay without you. You got me singing the blues. Should I go? 'Cause I couldn't stay without you. You got me singing the blues. You got me singing the blues. That's a little more upbeat.
Yay, Nathan.
Just a touch.
One thing that I think is really important, because I'm sure and hopefully there's inspiring musicians, and it doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, Colonel Sanders got his age, started when he was when he was much older instead of younger, and another program is Aging with Attitude, but you never know who's going to be watching.
Right.
And I think one of the reasons you're being booked as much as you are, to be honest with you, is the fact that you do a variety. You may feel like you're pigeonholed, but obviously you're doing a variety, and speak to the issue of being able to do a wide variety of music.
Well, I get things, I go hear a lot of other entertainers too, and there's sometimes I listen to a singer or an instrumentalist or whoever, and I think, they probably shouldn't have done that song. I think part of being a good entertainer is knowing your limits.
Right.
and knowing what you can do and what you can't do. I know that I'm not going to sound good doing, certain songs or certain genres of music, and so I don't do them. I mean, it's tough sometimes saying no, and I mean that when I'm doing a show and someone will make a request. I'll say, well, do you do such and such? Do you do Achy Breaky Heart or something? It's random. I say that because I remember when that song was out, I was people requesting it, and I thought, does it really sound like I would do Achy Breaky Heart? Nothing wrong with the song. It's just
not your style.
Yeah, it's not my style, and I don't. It'd be like going up to, I don't know, Frank Sinatra and asking him to do "Beat It" by Michael Jackson. Just probably won't work that well,
Right, but there is importance to being able to do more than one type.
There is, and I think you also have to push yourself to branch out. I know that I can become complacent if I don't say, Nathan, you need to add 10, 20 songs a week, and I try to. And because one thing, I have thankfully, a wonderful following of fans and friends that come to see me, a lot of them every week to certain shows. And I don't want them to get bored with it. I don't want to get bored with it. And but again, I certainly don't want them to say, well, I don't think we'll go because that's the same old stuff. I try to keep it fresh, and it's just good for me too. So that's a great point that you brought up, though.
Well, I've actually gone and seen people that I think the world of their music, but that's exactly what happened. no matter where they go,
The same song.
the same songs. And you got to remember, and let's face it, usually it's musicians going to see other musicians or singers or vocalists.
There are
that's
some,
really
there are
important.
some fabulous musicians that I love working with and love going to see. That they have a tendency to fall into that, that category. I still love them. Still love going to see them.
Exactly.
But I kind of take note from that and take a lesson from it and say, push yourself to learn some new stuff and keep it fresh. Again, not just for the audience, but it helps me too.
Well, variety is a spice of life.
It is a spice of life. It sure is.
So what are we going to?
I'm going to do now. This is not a new one for me. Earlier I played For the Good Times, and I got to tell you because people always ask the story. My relationship with Patti Page, who was the most influential singer in my life, and I had my grandmother bought a copy of her Golden Hits, which had Dog in the Window on it, and thinking that I loved that song. It's okay. I mean, I don't mean burst anyone's bubble. It's okay. But I was listening to it one day, and it ran over to the next song, and I did love that one. And all of a sudden, I was hooked. And I was 6 or 7, maybe 5 at the time. I don't know. Very young, and she became my favorite. And over the years, I got to know her very well. And I saw her in concert. I have 30 times at least, or better. But we got to become good friends. But the first time I heard For the Good Times, getting all the way back to that full circle, For the Good Times was at a Patti Page show. She did it. And I just fell in love with it, and of course heard other versions of it. But her big claim to fame, and I love doing the song. I think I've done it on the program before, but since we're kind of in the country vein, if there's one song, Donna, that I wish I had written, this is the one. This is the one that get the mailbox every day or go monthly and get the check for.
Absolutely.
It's a gorgeous song. And it was actually a throwaway song for her. It was on the flip side of a Christmas song that they decided they had a huge hit that year with Boogie Woogie Santa Claus. Huge hit. They didn't care what they put on the flip side. Didn't matter. And this is what it was. I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee waltz when an old friend I happened to see introduced him to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost. Yes, I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee waltz. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost. Yes, I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee waltz.
Great job, and yes,
Thank you.
that's definitely what she's known for.
absolutely.
No doubt.
Supposedly, that's the third biggest selling song of all time. It was second for a long time behind White Christmas. Then then Tennessee Waltz, and then Elton John, when Princess Diana passed away, recorded the tribute to Candle in the Wind, and it, of course, went just crazy, and it became the #1. So I'll take. If I wrote Tennessee Waltz, I'll take #3.
Absolutely, absolutely. What else are we gonna do?
Well, I don't know. I have a song that I absolutely love to do, and it's one of the things I pride myself on is doing a lot of the songs that are from, say, 1950 even up to 1970. There's those years of fantastic years of pop music. You have the Beatles, and you have all the Rolling Stones, and the great stuff, but you have bands that cover that. You don't have people that cover even Elvis. A lot of people don't. I mean, you have impersonators, but just going to a show, you don't hear the good songs that Elvis Presley did. You certainly don't hear Perry Como songs. You don't hear a lot of Bobby Darin and things like that. But this song is one that I absolutely love, and nobody ever does this song. And I think you'll know it. And it's I remember as a kid hearing it for the first time, and I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
And I think it's one of those things you have to get older and grow to be able to appreciate this song. It's a big hit for several people. And I wake up in the morning with my hair down in my eyes, and she says hi. And I stumble to the breakfast table while the kids are going off to school. Goodbye. Then she reaches out, takes my hand, squeezes it, says, "How you feeling, hun?" And I look across at smiling lips that warm my heart and see my morning sun. And if that's not loving me, then all I've got to say, God didn't make the little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. There's no such thing as Dr. Seuss, Disneyland, or Mother Goose is no nursery rhyme. God didn't make the little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. And when myself is feeling low, I think about her face aglow to ease my mind. Sometimes I'll call her up at home, knowing she's busy. And I'll ask her, "Can you get away and meet me and grab a bite to eat?" So she drops what she's doing and hurries down to meet me, and I'm always late. She sits waiting patiently, and then she smiles when she first sees me, because she's made that way. And if that's not loving me, then all I've got to say, God didn't make the little green apples, it don't snow in Minneapolis when the winter comes. There's no such thing as make-believe, puppy dogs, or autumn leaves, nor BB guns. God didn't make the little green apples, it don't snow in Minneapolis in the wintertime. And when myself is feeling low, I think about her face aglow to ease my mind. God didn't make the little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. There's no such thing as Dr. Seuss, Disneyland, or Mother Goose is no nursery rhyme. God didn't make the little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. And when myself is feeling low, I think about her face aglow to ease my mind. Remember that song?
I do.
That wonderful song.
Absolutely.
But again, it's one that sits there and nobody ever does it anymore.
You're right. You're right.
And it's too bad.
And
All
actually,
those wonderful songs.
I actually remember when Bobby Goldsboro did that.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
That's another person you never hear of
No.
anymore. So.
There's a bunch of singers in that era. You never hear Bobby Gentry either. You know,
You're
she
right.
did Ode to Billy Joe. That was it.
Yes, she did. We have time for one more.
You know, we were talking earlier about someone I just love, and I was actually playing this song as an instrumental yesterday for audience, and they, it's infectious. It's one of these songs everybody has to either hum or sing along to. It's one of these songs, so I think you'll like this one. One of my favorite songs. I remember this even as a kid how much I enjoyed this song. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Here's the fun part. Thank you for having me on there, Daddy.
So good to see you again. Come back again, please.
I'd love to. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down and gray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.